Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, 32 teams, 32 days, and today we're talking about the San Francisco 49ers, and I had the privilege of being in the Bay Area all summer, and man, are the 49er fans excited for this upcoming football season, and I was hesitant all offseason to join in the excitement. But as I was reviewing the team, I think I'm drinking that 49er Kool-Aid. We're going to talk about the team today, look at their strengths, their weaknesses, give you some statistical projections, give you some bold predictions, and then get out of here with a win-loss record prediction for the San Francisco 49ers. So let's start by talking about their strengths, and let's start by talking about their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. And look, I was getting sick of it too. And I had not sat down and did my film study of Garoppolo yet, but I was still getting sick of everyone talking about Garoppolo. So I took the last 24 hours. I sound like Roger Worski. I spent over 24 hours looking at Jimmy Garoppolo film. But I did. The kid's good. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo is legit, people. And more importantly, this 49er offense is legit. Jimmy Garoppolo's incredible accuracy from short to intermediate range, combined with the quick decision scheme that Kyle Shanahan is implementing in San Francisco, is absolutely incredible. Garoppolo is able to sit back in the pocket, do 3 to 5 step drops, and hit wide receivers within 3 seconds again and again and again and again. He takes what he sees and he keeps the chains moving. And this is a trait that elite quarterbacks in the NFL have. This is something that a lot of quarterbacks could use. Like to me, like a Deshaun Watson, who I think is going to struggle this upcoming year as he looks for too many big time throws. Guys in the past that have been quarterback busts, like a Johnny Manziel, that have struggled in not taking what is right in front of them. Robert Griffin III not taking what is right in front of them. Jimmy Garoppolo does not have this problem. When a wide receiver is open, he finds them, he throws them, he keeps the chains moving, and he can occasionally also make that big time throw. But if you want to be an elite quarterback in the NFL, you keep the chains moving, and that is what he does so well, and that is what he does so well in this Kyle Shanahan offense. He is legit, he's accurate as hell, and I'm expecting more of the same from Jimmy Garoppolo this season. I am now understanding the Jimmy Garoppolo praise. He is legit, and he is the strength for this football team. People, I wouldn't lie to you, you know that. I was waiting to watch Jimmy Garoppolo's film and say, oh, he's a fraud, he's not legit. People, he's legit. We move on to the next strength for the San Francisco 49ers, and we look at their cornerbacks. We look at the addition of Richard Sherman, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks, the divisional rival Seattle Seahawks, and I can't believe they let him go. Okay, they're going to regret this decision. Yes, Richard Sherman is getting older, but he still has years in the tank because this is not a cornerback that relies on his physical skills to get by in the NFL. He relies on his intellectual skills, his ability to read wide receivers, to read and understand and feel what routes they're running, and then run that route for them, to be able to undercut routes, to be able to perceive when running backs are about to run to his side and be able to make a run-stuffing tackle. Richard Sherman is a complete cornerback when you look at his intellectual abilities, and as long as he has that, he's gonna be fine even as he gets slower because he's never been the fastest cornerback out on the field anyway. I still think Richard Sherman has plenty of years left in him, and he's gonna perform well for the San Francisco 49ers. We also look at Akela Witherspoon, whom the 49ers drafted only a couple years ago, and you look at him, he had an impressive year last year. I'm expecting him to only build upon that. Nice length at the cornerback position, nice arms, nice height. I'm expecting that with his physical skills now combined with more experience to continue to progress him as a cornerback in this league. And they also have Kwan Williams as their slot corner right now, who I like at the slot corner position. And Jimmy Ward looks like he's going to be playing some cornerback as well. I'm not a big fan of him, but he has some versatility. He can play safety, he can play corner, he goes back and forth. They also have Tavares McFadden, who they hope to actually get on the field this year. We'll see how that goes. Overall, though, I think the quarterback is a strength when you talk about the combination of Richard Sherman and Akela Witherspoon. Now, with that said, I think those are the only two absolute strengths for this football team. There are some weaknesses, though, but they're not that bad, actually. And we're going to start with the running backs. Now, they're not bad. but I just don't believe Jerick McKinnon is a top 15 running back in the NFL. I just don't believe it. I'd rank him anywhere from 15 to maybe 22, 23. The kid's alright. The past 2 years, he hasn't even broken 4 yards a carry, and I understand he was behind that bad Minnesota Vikings offensive line, but last year it was better, okay, and he still struggled to break 4 yards a carry. That concerns me. As a receiving back, I think he's a little overrated. I think he can make plays, don't get me wrong. But 2016, he had about 5 yards per catch. I mean, that's not very impressive. Last year was about 8.3. That's better. That's about decent for a receiving running back. But even that's not great. I think he's overrated. I think the 49ers should have looked to explore to try to find a better option at the running back position. Now, perhaps with this expanded role, he's really going to surprise me. We're going to get into his stat projections in a moment. But I'm just not really buying into him. I would have preferred for the 49ers to either draft a high caliber running back or just get someone better than Jerick McKinnon. You know, Jerick McKinnon is just not very good to me, not very dynamic and really possessing elite traits at the running back position. I just don't see what he does well. What is he does a lot of stuff okay. What does Jerick McKinnon really do well, and can he sustain, being the number one running back by far for this depth chart? Because behind him, you have Matt Breida, who is not ready to be a big-time carrier of the football in the NFL yet, and Joe Williams behind him, who didn't play last year. So we don't know what to expect from this running back position. To me, I think McKinnon's going to do okay, but not very well, and they're going to look for a better running back next year, in my opinion. Outside of that, the next weakness on this football team to me would be the linebackers, and this may surprise some of you because Reuben Foster did have a nice rookie year. The problem is he's a baboon, okay, and I told you this before he was drafted in the 2017 NFL draft. I called him Baboon Foster, and he's suspended for the first 2 games of the 2018 NFL season because of his violation against the NFL substance abuse and personal conduct policy. Now, when he comes back, I'm expecting him to do well. But next to him, you have Eli Harold and Brock Coyle, and I'm not a fan of either one of those. Eli Harold's been moving around positions in his entire career, can't really find a spot, can't really maintain a spot. You know, I've never been a big Eli Harold fan, formerly out of Virginia. Brock Coyle, I've seen nothing very impressive from him. Now, Corey Toomer, okay, now maybe he's going to come in, maybe he's going to take on an expanded role because in a limited sample size, he actually did well last year. But I'm not even sure about that. And Malcolm Smith, I've never been a big Malcolm Smith fan. Yes, he had a great Super Bowl game. That's all he's ever done. Okay, so I don't want to hear about Malcolm Smith. The Raiders were expecting him to be great, and he wasn't. Okay, so let's forget about Malcolm Smith. Linebackers are a weakness to me. Now, positions in the middle that I want to talk about. Wide receivers, you know, it's not a strength. I don't think it's a weakness either, because apparently Marcus Goodwin is looking damn good. And make no doubt about it, his last year was pretty damn good. He definitely stepped up his game as a wide receiver last year, and he's looking really good in training camp right now, so maybe he will finally be this wide receiver 1. Right now, I wouldn't say so, or at least I would say I don't think it's a very high caliber wide receiver 1. If I'm ranking all the wide receivers in the NFL, I'm ranking him anywhere from 25 to 35, right? I'm not ranking him very high, but maybe he's ready to ascend to being in the middle of the league. Maybe, you know, anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even to 15 to 20. We're going to see, but, you know, that's what I'm hearing, so I'm excited, I'm intrigued, but let me see it first, because I'm not quite buying it, because there's been a lot of reports from the 49ers website. Trent Taylor, who had a decent year last year, maybe he's going to add upon that. We'll see about that. Perry Garçon, he's getting older, suffered an injury last year that might hold him back, might slow him down, so I'm afraid about him. But the 49ers did draft Dante Pettis out of Washington, University of Washington. I'm intrigued by him, second round pick for the 2018 NFL draft. So I'm intrigued by the wide receivers. I think they'll be good. And more importantly, again, I think they'll be good mainly because Jimmy Garoppolo will give them the ball right in the damn chest. Okay, it's easy to catch the ball when it's right in your damn chest, so they'll be fine. George Kittle, I like George Kittle, the tight end, so I think he'll be fine. Him and the combination between he and Garrett Selleck is decent, not great, not a strength, not a weakness, but okay. Defensive line I want to discuss for a moment. It could definitely be a strength. Arik Armstead, he's starting to find his role, be a little more consistent. DeForest Buckner has actually been really good. My question is Solomon Thomas. Will he be the beast that I expect him to be? I had him as the number 2 overall prospect in the 2017 NFL draft, and I'm sticking by that. But it's time for him to step up. Only 3 sacks last year, and that's fine. He's never going to be a big 15-plus sack guy, but I want to see at least 6, 7, 8 every year, right? Especially especially this year, in really making a better impact in the run game. Okay, I want to see him absolutely stuffing running backs in the run defense game. I need to see that from him before I can make a judgment on him. We move on from that to my statistical projections for the San Francisco 49ers. And again, people, I'm sipping that Jimmy Garoppolo Kool-Aid. I have him down for 4,200 passing yards, 26 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and a 100 passer rating. I'm telling you, the combination of his accuracy in the short to intermediate range, his decisiveness in that range, and the Kyle Shanahan system, it is dangerous. I saw it on film almost every single throw that he threw in 2017 today over the past 24 hours. And let me tell you, man, this guy can play. I'm expecting big things from Garoppolo. Running back Jared McKinnon. Now, even though I trash talked him earlier, look at what I have. I have him down for 250 carries, 1050 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Ultimately, because there's no other running backs on this roster. Matt Brady will get carries. He'll probably get like 100. But, you know, he's not going to get over that. They're not ready to start him. So because just by default, McKinnon's going to break 1,000 yards because there's no one else here. Okay, they have to throw the ball some, at least a certain amount, especially in this Kyle Shanahan scheme. He loves to run the football, actually. He really wants to run the football. Last year, the 49ers were bad for the most part. They still ran the ball over 370 times, almost 400 times. Maybe even they broke 400. So still expect runs from the 49ers. And then wide receiver Marquise Goodwin, 60 catches, 950 yards, 5 touchdowns. Although, yes, maybe he's becoming this wide receiver one, this true wide receiver one, there's a lot of mouths to feed in San Francisco now as George Kittle improves, as Trent Taylor improves, as Dante Pettis gets ingratiated, as Pierre Garçon comes back. I think that will limit Marcus Goodwin's overall production. We look at my bold predictions for the San Francisco 49ers, and we have to start with this. The 49ers will upset the Green Bay Packers Week 6 on Monday Night Football. Yes, I'm predicting it. Jimmy Garoppolo upsets Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field on Monday Night Football early in the season. I like their chances, mainly because, again, I think the 49ers' quick passing game against the Packers defense is going to have a lot of success. Packers defense predicates itself and really needs a lot of pass rush. When Jimmy Garoppolo throws the ball quick, it's going to tire them out, and I think he's going to be able to put up enough points to beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. Bold prediction number 2, Week 17 versus the Rams will be for the NFC West title. Okay, I'm not saying who's going to win. I'll tell you right now, I'm leaning Rams, but I'll say right now, I like saying right now, that I like this to be for the NFC West title. And then bold prediction number 3, the 49ers return to the playoffs, and that leads me to my win-loss prediction. I have the 49ers going 10-6. Yes, I am on the bandwagon. I'm hopping on the Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Look, man, I'm telling you, with this combination, I keep saying it. I'm tired of saying it, but with the combination of Jimmy Garoppolo's skill set and this Kyle Shanahan offense, it's just beautiful to watch, man. I'm expecting more of the same. It's just so hard to defend. You gotta have cornerbacks that are great in press coverage, okay? That are absolutely fantastic in press coverage, that are able to predict inside, outside crosses and slants and ins and outs, that can cover that extremely well. Combined with linebackers that are able to go edge to edge against the edge rushing scheme that Kyle Shanahan likes to implement with the running backs running outside all the damn time. Combined with their halfback screens that they love to do as well. So it's going to be difficult to guard these guys. You can do it, and I think they will be shut down by a number of teams that are able to do press coverage. But a lot of teams in the NFL can't. They rely a lot on zone and stuff, and if you run zone against these guys, you're done. Your finished Jimmy Garoppolo will absolutely dissect you up the field, and that will be it. Best case scenario, I can only go 11-5. Now, this is surprising. Most of y'all always know I like to go like 12-4, 13-3. I'm only going 11-5. The LA Rams last year went 11-5 with their great passing offense and Todd Gurley being a freaking beast, and their defense was better than yours. You ain't gonna be better than the Rams were last year, okay? I will say that. You ain't gonna be better than the Rams were last year. Although Garoppolo's better than Goff to me, that's the only advantage you would have over them, okay? That's it, period. So if the Rams couldn't go 12-4 last year, you ain't going 12-4 this year. Best case scenario, 12-4. In the worst case scenario, they don't quite progress as soon as we were expecting, and they only go an improved 8-8. So this is one of the smallest ranges I've ever given. I don't think I've ever maybe even given a 3-game range, but I really think that's what we're talking about. 8-8, 9-7, 10-6, or 11-5. I feel very confident about this, very absolute about this because although I like Garoppolo and everything enough, they're not good enough defensively or at the running back position to win 12, 13 games. No. But their passing game is definitely good enough, and their schedule's easy enough, by the way, for them to win at least 8 games. So I'm confident on the 49ers. What are your guys' thoughts on the 49ers? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow to discuss the New Orleans Saints, and that will be a very interesting video indeed. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.